Hey everyone, welcome back. So here's something fascinating. There's a nutrient in your body that weighs only 2 grams, less than a couple of paper clips, but it acts like the general contractor of a huge construction site. It controls the work of over 200 different tiny cellular machines inside you. And if this nutrient goes on strike, you don't just lose the joy of eating. You start losing hair like crazy, and even a tiny little cut on your finger can get infected and just won't heal. I see this all the time in my patients over 50. They've been running low on this for years, sometimes decades, and their immune system just collapses. They end up at the doctor's office every few weeks, and they always say the same thing: I guess I'm just getting old. But no, that's not the whole story. I'm talking about zinc, and here's the truth. Zinc deficiency is a hidden epidemic among people 55 and older. It's not dramatic like low calcium. You don't get leg cramps at 2 in the morning. No, zinc is sneaky. It's like a quiet thief that slowly steals your immunity, your sense of taste, and even your energy today. I want to walk you through everything you need to know about this longevity element. I'll give you the 5 hidden signs of low zinc so you can see if any apply to you. And even better, I'll share 4 cheap high zinc foods you can find at any Walmart or Kroger. No expensive pills, no random supplements, just real food. If you want to stay healthy, enjoy your meals. And stop catching every cold that goes around. Stick with me why zinc is called the flower of life. In nutrition science, zinc has a big nickname, the flower of life. Even though your body only has about 2 grams total, that tiny amount is involved in making over 200 enzymes. Think of enzymes as workers in a factory. You need them to digest food, repair blood vessels, fight viruses, everything. Zinc is the foreman, or think of it as the activation code. Without zinc, those 200 workers go on strike and your whole body starts slowing down. For people over 50, zinc does 4 big things that are absolutely critical. Number 1, zinc is your immune system's shield. What do we worry about most as we age? Getting sick, infections, pneumonia, shingles. Zinc is a key ingredient for your immune cells like T cells and B cells. It also helps protect your thymus. That's the boot camp where your immune soldiers get trained. As we get older, the thymus naturally shrinks, but with enough zinc, you slow that shrinking down. Your body can keep making fresh, strong immune soldiers. Clinical studies show that older adults with good zinc levels have much lower rates of pneumonia, the flu, and even shingles compared to those who are low in zinc. Number 2, zinc is nature's own band-aid. I have many patients with diabetes or just slower healing as they age. They bump into the corner of a table or get a small cut while chopping vegetables, and that little wound takes 2 weeks to close, or it gets red and oozy. That is a classic sign of low zinc. Zinc speeds up skin repair and helps your body make collagen. So when you have enough zinc, your skin barrier is stronger and those little injuries heal much faster. Number 3, zinc protects your sense of taste. Losing the joy of eating is such a quiet tragedy. It doesn't get talked about enough. It's not just your teeth or your gums. Your actual taste buds shrink when you're low on zinc. Food starts tasting like cardboard, bland, boring, nothing. So what do people do? They pour on more salt, more sugar, more artificial flavors. Then their blood pressure goes up. Getting enough zinc can actually bring back the pleasure of a good meal. Number 4, zinc fights aging from the inside. We all buy expensive face creams and serums to look younger, but zinc is one of the strongest internal antioxidants you can get. It helps clear out free radicals. Those are the little troublemakers that rust your cells. Like rust on a car, zinc also helps maintain an important enzyme called superoxide dismutase, which protects your cell membranes. It helps protect your vision, and some research even suggests it lowers cancer risk. So by now, you're probably thinking, okay, I need to pay attention to zinc. According to National Nutrition Guidelines, men over 55 need about 11 milligrams of zinc per day. Women need 8.5 milligrams. That doesn't sound like much, right? But here's the problem. Survey after survey shows that most older adults are not getting enough. Why? Because of our typical American diet. Lots of bread, rice, and processed foods, not enough red meat. Plus, as we age, we don't absorb nutrients as well. So zinc deficiency becomes a hidden epidemic. 5 hidden signs you might be low on zinc. Unlike low calcium, where your leg cramps up, or low iron where you look pale. Zinc deficiency is subtle. It's easy to blame on just getting older. So let me give you 5 specific signals. If you have 2 or more, I want you to pay close attention. Signal 1, your sense of taste is dull. Like I said earlier, food tastes like chewing cardboard. If you've noticed you're adding way more salt to your food than you used to, or your family says your cooking is too salty, but it tastes fine to you, that is a big red flag. Your appetite goes down, you don't feel like eating. That could be your body saying, hey, I need zinc. Signal 2, your immune system crashes. You used to get maybe 1 cold a year. Now, every time the season changes, you catch something and it doesn't go away in a few days. It drags on for 2 weeks or more, or you start getting random rashes on your skin, or worse, you get shingles, which is incredibly painful. That means your immune defense has gotten thin, and zinc deficiency is often a big part of that. Signal 3, small wounds take forever to heal. You're chopping onions and you get a small cut on your finger. A week later, it's still red, still open, maybe even a little pus. Or you get a blister on your heel from new shoes and it just sits there for half a month. Don't just blame the knife or the shoes. Ask yourself, is my body missing the repair materials it needs? That's often zinc. Signal 4, your hair and nails look unhealthy. Hair thinning happens for many reasons, but one very common reason is low zinc. Zinc deficiency starves your hair follicles. The little factories that grow your hair gets thinner, more sparse, and your fingernails, if they're brittle, if they chip easily, or if you see little white spots on them, those are classic signs of low zinc. Signal 5, mood changes and brain fog. This one is so easy to overlook. Zinc helps make neurotransmitters, the brain chemicals that keep your mood steady when you're low on zinc. You might feel more down than usual, more irritable, more anxious. You might snap at your spouse or your kids for no good reason, and your memory. You start forgetting things more often. Now, don't automatically assume it's dementia or Alzheimer's. Sometimes simply getting enough zinc clears up the brain fog. 3 groups of people who are at higher risk for zinc deficiency. Before we talk about solutions, I want you to know if you're in a higher risk group. Group 1, long-term vegetarians or vegans. Plant foods have less zinc to begin with. Plus, many plants contain phytates, and phytates actually block your body from absorbing zinc. So even if you eat plant-based zinc, you don't get as much of it. Group 2, people with digestive problems. If you have chronic heartburn, GERD, inflammatory bowel disease, or any condition that affects your stomach or intestines, you might eat enough zinc, but you don't absorb it well. That's a hidden problem. Group 3, people on long-term diuretics, water pills. Diuretics are commonly prescribed for high blood pressure or heart failure. They make you pee out extra fluid, but they also make you pee out zinc. So your body loses zinc faster than other people's. If you're in any of these groups, you need to be extra intentional about getting enough zinc from food or talk to your doctor about testing. For cheap, high zinc foods, no pills needed. Okay, so what if you think you might be low on zinc? The first thing many people think is, I'll go to CVS or Walgreens and buy a zinc supplement. Please don't do that yet. Here's why. Taking high-dose zinc pills without medical supervision can actually cause problems. Too much zinc can lower your copper levels, and copper deficiency can cause anemia and nerve problems. Too much zinc can also upset your stomach, causing nausea and even vomiting for the vast majority of us. Food comes first. Nature has put plenty of zinc into everyday foods if you know what to look for. So here are 4 affordable high zinc foods. Add these to your weekly shopping list. 1, oysters, the undisputed zinc king when it comes to zinc. Oysters are number 1. Nobody else comes close. According to the USDA food database, just 3 ounces of cooked oysters contains over 70 milligrams of zinc. To put that in perspective, that's several days worth of zinc in just a few oysters. Eat 2 or 3 oysters and you've met your entire daily zinc requirement, and then some, far more than fish, shrimp, crab, or clams. Now, I can hear some of you saying, Doctor, my stomach can't handle oysters. They're too cold, too rich. And you're right, for some people, raw oysters can be hard to digest. Plus, Raw seafood always carries a risk of bacteria or parasites, so let me be very clear, never eat raw oysters as you get older, especially if you have any immune issues or digestive problems. Instead, here's what I recommend for my patients: steamed oysters with ginger and scallions. Or oyster and tofu soup. Here's a little trick. When you cook them, use plenty of fresh ginger and garlic. Ginger helps warm up the dish and makes it easier on your stomach. Garlic adds flavor and also has natural antimicrobial benefits. You don't need to eat oysters every day, that would be too much. Once every 2 weeks or even once a month is plenty to keep your zinc levels healthy. To beef, the land-based champion. What if you don't like seafood or you have gout and you're supposed to avoid shellfish? No problem. That's where beef comes in. Beef is the land-based champion of zinc. A 3-ounce serving of cooked beef, about the size of a deck of cards, contains roughly 6 milligrams of zinc. That's about half of what a man needs for the whole day. But here's the really important part. The zinc in beef is very well absorbed. Animal-based zinc has an absorption rate of around 40%. That's much, much better than zinc from plants or grains. And beef gives you a bonus high-quality protein to maintain your muscle mass, plus iron to prevent anemia, many older patients tell me. But doctor, beef is too tough to chew. That's why I recommend slow-cooked dishes. Tomato beef stew or pot roast with carrots and potatoes, cooked until the meat is fall-apart tender. That's easy to chew and easy to digest. How often, like anything, don't overdo it. Red meat is fine in moderation. I tell my patients 2 to 3 times per week, and keep the portion to about the size of your palm, roughly 2 to 3 ounces. That's plenty. 3 pork bone broth, the gentle, underrated zinc source. You've probably heard people talk about bone broth as a health trend. Some of it is overhyped, but for zinc, pork bone broth actually deserves a spot on the list. Pork bones, especially marrow bones and knuckle bones, contain a fair amount of zinc, not as much as beef or oysters. But here's the advantage. Bone broth is gentle. For older adults with sensitive stomachs or trouble chewing or poor appetite, a warm cup of bone broth can be soothing. It gives you fluids, a little protein, and some zinc all at once. Here's a simple trick to get more zinc out of your broth. When you put the bones in the pot to simmer, add a teaspoon or two of vinegar, white vinegar, or apple cider vinegar, both work. The acid helps pull minerals like zinc and calcium out of the bones and into the liquid where you can drink them. One word of caution: bone broth can have a fair amount of fat, especially if you use marrow bones. If you have high cholesterol or heart disease, do this after you make the broth. Put it in the refrigerator. When it gets cold, the fat will harden on top. Then you can just scoop it off and throw it away. Then reheat the broth and drink it. That way you get the zinc without all the saturated fat. For pumpkin seeds, the plant-based champion. What if you're vegetarian? Or you just don't like meat at all? Don't worry, the plant-based champion for zinc is pumpkin seeds. A quarter cup of dry roasted pumpkin seeds, about a small handful, contains roughly 7.5 milligrams of zinc. That's almost a full day's requirement for a woman, and for a man, it's a great start. Pumpkin seeds are also rich in vitamin E and healthy unsaturated fats. And for my male patients, there's an extra benefit. Pumpkin seeds are good for prostate health, but here's the catch. Pumpkin seeds are calorie dense and have a fair amount of fat, so don't eat a whole bag. A small handful every day, about 20 grams, which is roughly 2 tablespoons or 20 to 30 seeds, is perfect. And please buy plain, dry roasted pumpkin seeds. Avoid the salt and vinegar or honey roasted or cream flavored ones. Those have way too much sodium and added sugar. You'll fix your zinc but hurt your blood pressure and blood sugar. Not worth it. 4 golden rules for smart zinc absorption. Knowing what to eat is only half the battle. You also need to know how to eat it, otherwise you might not absorb the zinc, or worse, you could cause problems. Let me give you 4 hard rules about zinc. Rule 1, do not overdo it. More is not better. Zinc is a trace mineral. Your body only needs a small amount. The safe upper limit for men over 55 is about 25 milligrams per day. For women, it's about 21 milligrams per day. If you take a high-dose zinc supplement and you eat oysters and beef on the same day, you can easily go over that limit. What happens if you get too much zinc? Three serious things. One, it pushes copper out of your body. Low copper can cause anemia and irregular heart rhythms. Two, it irritates your stomach and intestines, causing nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Three, and this is the one people don't expect. Too much zinc can actually suppress your immune system, the exact opposite of what you want. So for most people, stick with food. Only take a zinc supplement if your doctor recommends it based on a blood test. Rule 2, take zinc with food, never on an empty stomach if your doctor prescribes a zinc supplement. Or if you're eating a very high zinc meal, always do it with food. Taking zinc on an empty stomach is a guaranteed way to feel nauseous and get a stomach ache. The best time is after a meal when your stomach already has food in it. That reduces irritation and actually helps absorption. Rule 3, watch out for calcium and iron. They compete. This is a really important point that many people don't know. Calcium, iron, and zinc all use the same absorption pathway in your intestines. If you take a big calcium supplement at the same time as you eat a high zinc meal or you drink a large glass of milk, they will compete with each other. Your body absorbs less zinc. So what do I tell my patients? Separate them. For example, focus on zinc at lunchtime and take your calcium supplement, or drink your milk at dinner. Give each mineral its own time and they won't fight each other. Pair zinc with protein. Zinc needs protein to be transported around your body. If you eat a high zinc food without enough protein, your body can't move the zinc to where it needs to go. That's why dishes like beef stew or oysters with tofu work so well. You get zinc and protein together in the same meal. A special note for people who need to be extra careful. I want to pause here and say something directly to three groups of people. If you have a chronic condition like kidney disease, liver disease, or an autoimmune disorder, do not start high dose zinc without talking to your doctor. If you take antibiotics or certain medications for osteoporosis, zinc can interfere with how those drugs work. If you are on chemotherapy, again, talk to your oncologist first. For the vast majority of healthy older adults, getting zinc from food is perfectly safe. But when in doubt, ask your primary care doctor. Let me summarize everything into one clear cheat sheet. I know that was a lot of information, so let me pull it all together into 6 simple points you can actually remember and use. 1, remember what zinc does for you. It's the foreman of your immune system. It helps wounds heal, it protects your sense of taste, and it fights aging from the inside too. Watch for the 5 hidden signs of low zinc. Food tastes bland or like cardboard. You get sick all the time, even shingles. Small cuts take forever to heal. Your hair is thinning and your nails have white spots. Your mood is low and your memory feels foggy. If you have 2 or more of these, think zinc. 3, know if you're in a high-risk group. Long-term vegetarians, people with gut problems, and people on water pills, diuretics, are more likely to be low on zinc. 4, eat these 4 high zinc foods. Oysters steamed with ginger, never raw. Once every 2 weeks, beef slow cooked, palm-sized portion, 2 to 3 times a week. Pork bone broth, add a little vinegar, skim off the fat. Pumpkin seeds, plain dry roasted, 1 small handful a day. 5, follow the 4 golden rules. Don't overdo it. More is not better. Take zinc with food, not on an empty stomach. Keep zinc away from large amounts of calcium or iron. Separate them by a few hours. Pair zinc with protein for better absorption. 6, do not blindly buy high-dose zinc pills. For almost everyone, food is enough. If you really think you need a supplement, ask your doctor for a simple blood test to check your zinc level first, then follow your doctor's advice on dosing. My final thoughts to you. Here's what I want you to take away from today's video. So many of us spend good money on protein powders, calcium pills, fish oil, and fancy supplements. But we completely overlook this tiny, humble mineral zinc that sits in the corner and quietly controls our immunity, our taste buds, our skin, and even how fast we age. For anyone over 55, your body doesn't have the same buffer it used to. You can't afford to wait until you're in the hospital with pneumonia or a slow healing infection to start caring. Real wellness isn't about treating sickness after it happens. Real wellness is about building health with every single bite you take. So look at your plate, look at your shopping list. Are you getting enough zinc? If not, start with 1 small change this week. Add a handful of pumpkin seeds, make a pot of bone broth, cook a beef stew. Your immune system will thank you. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And share this with someone you care about, your spouse, a sibling, a friend, because the people we love deserve to know this stuff too. Disclaimer, this is for educational purposes only. Always consult your own doctor before making changes to your diet, supplements, or medications. If you're dealing with any health concerns, please schedule a visit with your primary care doctor. I'm here to help you understand the science, not replace professional medical advice. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.